You guys probably know, whenever I go through my top 10 list of my all-time favorite movies, like everybody nods. It doesn't necessarily have to be a movie that's on their list, but I'll mention, Shawshank Redemption. Oh yeah, Shawshank. The Lord of the Rings films. Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings films, whatever. The one film that I mention that makes people go, wait, what? Is the Christopher Lambert, Sean Connery classic, The Highlander. There can be only one. And yet there were many. And there's going to be more. Now, for the longest time, Ryan Reynolds, good Canadian kid Ryan Reynolds, was set to star in a reboot of The Highlander. I mean, for years he was attached to that, and that never actually happened. Then came word a while ago that my boy, Henry Cavill, was going to be the new Highlander. And Chad Stahelski, of course, John Wick directing fame, was going to be directing it. And then everything kind of went silent. But recently it sounds like, no. This Highlander film is still very much alive and well. Stahelski was being interviewed, and he talked about the fact that we are now actually just basically putting the fine tuning on the script. We've almost got it exactly to where we want it. We're still just putting the final pieces together, and then we've got it. Now, one of the interesting things here, though, that's come out in the most recent stories is that, well, Henry Cavill, his name's been attached to the film. He's not actually officially on board. He has not officially been signed on to play the role yet. But Stahelski continues to say in interviews, Henry Cavill's my guy. Like that's who I want. I only picture him in it. That's the guy I envision playing it. He is my number one on my list. I want Henry Cavill to play McLeod. And he would be awesome in this role. And I'm not just saying that because of how great he is in The Witcher and any similarities to a Witcher character. No. I was always thinking he would be great in this role long before that. So it sounds like this Highlander thing is moving forward. Rob, given the history of the Highlander franchise,
oh boy,
and there's been a lot of crap in it. There has been a lot of crap, and it's gone off the rails sometimes and all that kind of stuff. But here we are many, many, many years later, after all the talk about a reboot and all that kind of stuff. Now they're saying, no, this thing is still on track. Can you see a Highlander reboot directed by Chad Stahelski, starring a Henry Cavill? Could this be something that gets received well by the audience?
I think so. I mean, the elements are there, but I honestly, I'm kind of picturing this Ryan Reynolds version set in like Newfoundland, where Ryan Reynolds lives in a lighthouse or something, and it's not multiple time frames. Can you do, I don't know, man. I think it'd be really hard to watch a new Highlander movie and take it seriously, because the movies, I mean, the movie series got goofy. Then you have Adrian Paul's TV series,
which a lot of people liked. Adrian
Paul's
was
pretty
TV series,
good,
but it was a relatively small audience, but they still liked it.
But it was a pretty good show. I just think that, this movie, like you say, there's a reason you're not alone in this. This is an iconic film.
I love this movie.
And, you've got your Queen score. You've got Russell Mulcahy. He's way over the top transitions and directing. And it's like Flashdance. It's a total MTV, a product of that movie making style. And it's a product of the time it came out, but it's wildly entertaining.
And a heavy Scottish accent Spaniard.
Yeah, I mean,
Ramirez.
This whole movie is it's just so. I mean, and I don't know if you played this straight, would it work? I mean, I could see it working. Great director.
First one worked,
but Henry Cavill has like gravitas. You would have to play it pretty straight, and when you have Queen singing songs,
wants to live forever,
which is such a great song.
Perfect.
I mean, and you've got like the sword fight in the parking structure when the
quickening happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you could make it work, but I just don't know in this day and age if it would work, if it should work.
That's what they said about Top Gun.
I mean, that's what
it's
Top
been.
Gun.
Well, what's interesting? Didn't Highlander come out in 1986?
It may have the same time as Top Gun. But see, here's the interesting thing about the basic mythology is this. And this, I think the original Highlander movie is the poster child for filmmakers should not explain everything. Because in the original Highlander, what you have is that you are introduced that these individuals discover through the centuries that there is a secret race of immortals. And you only find out if you're immortal when you die. That's when you find out if you were immortal or not. And through the centuries, immortals felt this invisible, unseen compulsion to be drawn to each other and fight. And the only way you can kill one of them is to behead them. And then something happens called the quickening, where you basically absorb their power, and then you continue on through the world. And then at some point, you just know, they just all know, at some point in the future, something's going to happen called the gathering, where we will, all the immortals still in the world will feel a compulsion to gather into one place and fight until there's only one left, right? The reason this is the poster child for me is that once you then get into the Highlander 2, they start explaining, well, here's where the immortals come from, and this is how the things work. They were alien criminals from an alien planet, and their punishment for being bad is to have immortality and to live. Like, it was just so dumb, and that took away. Not every movie should explain everything. You should remain some things about it in mystery. Anyway, I could go on about Highlander all day.
You could still get Clancy Brown to come back and play the Kurgan.
Oh, but no, Clancy should be Ramirez. If a heavy scar Sean Connery can be Ramirez, then you can have Clancy Brown be Ramirez now instead of the Kurgan. I don't know. Aaron, I don't even know if you've ever seen the original Highlander, but like Henry Cavill and something like this, what do you make of it?
Well, I will say this. Speaking of Adrian Paul, I actually worked with Adrian Paul.
You did?
He played my husband on the recent SWAT episode that I did.
I didn't know he was in that episode with you.
Yes, and so we were both in jail. He had hijacked an airplane, and I was in prison, and they were trying to get me to turn on him, and then eventually, spoiler alert, I do.
Did you know he was immortal?
Well, here's what was funny is that when Tom, the day before I went to work, looked at the call sheet, and he goes, Adrian Paul, oh my God. He started like foaming at the mouth because Tom is a huge Highlander fan of the series. You said it was a small but mighty audience. That was basically Tom. He was the king of the small but mighty. Sorry, nope, that didn't come out right. Didn't come out right, and it's not correct. Anyway, he was very excited. And working with Adrian Paul, he was wonderful and lovely. So I'm just going to go out here and say, I think that Adrian Paul would play an excellent father to Henry Cavill as the Highlander, and I think it would be a great throwback and connection to the series. But talking about, the 1986 version and how it translates, one could say the same thing about the 1973 version of Westworld, the movie, and how that translated into the television show. The movie was terrible, but then you translated.
Whoa, back right up, sister.
Okay. I'm about to have to put on my gloves.
Sound like you turned into Hulk Hogan.
Do you know who wrote and directed that movie?
I know that you do.
Michael Crichton, the man who wrote Jurassic Park.
He directed that?
Yes,
I did not know that.
He directed it and he created ER.
Okay.
And wrote Jurassic Park.
And would you say that Westworld, the movie, was a great film?
I would say it's a very good B science fiction film, yes.
Okay, but what I'm saying is I don't think that anyone watching the 73 version of Westworld would have been able to reimagine it the way that it came out as a series, except for the creators of the series. So similarly, yes, in 1986, people were doing a lot of blow. Just a lot of blow. Everybody was on cocaine in the 80s. Everybody was. I was like 9 and I was on blow. I'm kidding, I wasn't. But, at the time, movies just had a certain 80s flair to them because of the cocaine that I think that now in a non-coked out world, it could be reimagined in a way with Henry Cavill and the gravitas that he brings. And I'm actually really excited to see this with Henry Cavill playing McLeod and, of course, Adrian Paul playing his father.
Who would only be in the movie for like 5 minutes.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Give my boy a John.
I got to give it up because that was an astute observation. The Westworld example is a pretty good example. If they could do that, it could work.
All right, guys. Question is for you. How do you feel about this? Look, I'm sure I'm not one of the majority, like the super excited for the Highlander return, but how do you feel about it? Would you be excited for the Highlander coming back with Henry Cavill, maybe without? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a second and thank the sponsor of this video, Helix Sleep. Guys, let me tell you, just a couple of days ago, Ann and I received our Helix mattress, and it is the best mattress we have ever slept on in our entire lives. We had like this $3,000 specialized mattress that we got like 5-6 years ago, and we liked it very much, but this one completely outdoes it. It's night and day. and you can get matched with your perfect mattress too. See, Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just like a minute to complete, and it matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for somebody else? With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way that you sleep. I hopped online, took the Helix quiz, and Anna and I were matched with the perfect mattress for us. And it is so easy to set up. Simply take it out of the box, get it positioned on your mattress, take off the plastic, and then give it an hour or two to breathe to reach its full size, and you will not believe how comfortable this thing is. All you got to do is go to helixsleep.com/Campea. Take their 60-second sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. And it's risk-free. They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. Helix even has financing options and flexible payment plans, so a great night's sleep is never far away. And here's the best part. Helix is offering up to $200 off of all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Campea.